Well, White House reporters have hit Karine Jean-Pierre with a few tough questions about the cocaine found in the White House. It was reported a few weeks ago that a bag of cocaine was found in a cubbyhole near the Situation Room, which is off the lobby of a lower-level West Wing entrance. This is a highly trafficked area of the White House, a spot of which officials usually store their phones during meetings. In what should be the most protected building in the country, it caused a stir as to how an illegal drug made its way into the ground floor of the White House. Secret Service launched an investigation to determine who and how the substance was brought in, but it was revealed a few days ago they found no leads, suspects or evidence. The statement read, "Without physical evidence, the investigation will not be able to single out a person of interest from the hundreds of individuals who passed through the vestibule where the cocaine was discovered." This did occur over the weekend when the White House conduct tours, so it could be a complete random. Joe Biden wasn't there at the time as he and his family were at Camp David as it was the July 4th weekend celebrations. But the fact there was no conclusion or result to the Secret Service's investigation prompted criticism over how this kind of situation could occur. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre fended off questions today about Joe Biden's thoughts that no one was found responsible.
First, following up on the cocaine, you said that it was very important to President Biden that the Secret Service get to the bottom of who brought it into the White House. So can you just talk about his reaction when he learned that the investigation did not end with a suspect?
No, and I appreciate the question. Look, I'm just not going to opine on this, not going to get into specific on this. We believe the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. We've been briefed of the outcome. They shared the detail in a public statement, which I think is important for the American people to hear directly from the Secret Service who did the investigation. Look, one of the things that they said in the public statement is hundreds of people come through this particular area, and it's a heavily traveled working area, and so that's what they were able to find doing this thorough investigation. And so, especially during that weekend, we think about Friday, that Saturday, and that Sunday, and also that I believe that Monday, that weekend, I should just say, that it was heavily traveled.
And then questioned again.
Was the president satisfied with the explanation that someone was able to bring an illegal substance into the White House because there are hundreds of people who come here?
What I will say is that the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. That's what we believe. They put out a public statement. I think that's important. Anything else detailing any details or any more information, I would reach out to the Secret Service.
Karine Jean-Pierre says the Biden administration will not pine over this.
We believe that the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. Certainly not going to opine on the investigation. Of course, we're going to have confidence that they're going to do their jobs and do everything that they can to get to the bottom of this. Of course, that is something that we have confidence. We will always have confidence in that. But as you've just stated, we've been briefed on the outcome, and in their public statement, as well as the Secret Service have said, there is hundreds of visitors that traveled through this area where the cocaine was found across that weekend. And so I'm going to leave it to them for any additional information, but certainly not going to opine on the process here, but we believe it was a thorough investigation.
Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton said the White House actually didn't take this seriously enough, and it looks to be another Biden cover-up.
I take this very seriously. I mean, what if this was anthrax? This is supposed to be the most secure building in the world. Yet the Secret Service closed down this investigation after just a few days. It's my understanding they barely conducted any interviews. I don't think they interviewed the president's son, who's a known cocaine addict. This is like if Hamburglar lived in the White House and all the hamburgers disappeared, and they said they didn't have any suspects or no one they could question. They know who went through those doors, so they can interview them as well. If the president were really serious about it, he could demand everybody that goes through those doors submit to a drug test. You can use hair testing samples and identify anyone who's used cocaine in the last few months. Those are the steps you would take if you took this seriously. This just seems like another Biden cover-up.
Last week, when the Secret Service officially closed their investigation, it prompted critics of the Biden administration to lash out online. Congressman Byron Donalds tweeted, "We all know that big media would never let this cocaine controversy go if it was a Republican. It would be the next unprecedented scandal of the moment. This scandal is important because it speaks to the careless and overly lax atmosphere within the Biden White House." Senator Ron Johnson wrote, "The evolving story, the missing answers, and the deafening silence from the Secret Service about the cocaine found in the White House speaks volumes. It's another troubling chapter of cover-ups within the Biden administration." And Congressman Ronnie Jackson tweeted, Cover up. There's zero doubt in my mind that the Biden White House is covering up who brought cocaine into the White House. They have the ability to find out and then know. It must have been somebody big.